What is needed for survival? Food, drink, and shelter. During a zombie outbreak, those are needed, as it's just another form of survival. Now with ravenous infected instead of elements and danger of nature. Food, drink, shelter. In Dying Light, city of Harran, drinking water isn't a problem. Almost every night it's raining, and when it's raining in Harran, it's raining a lot. Food also isn't that much of a problem yet. Supplies are everywhere if one goes to look for them. Airdrops are also giving survivors what they need. Shelter is also present as there are many safe zones in Harran, its old town, slums, and the countryside. Yet some of these safe zones aren't really safe at all. Only thing stopping zombies from overrunning them are game mechanics. Of course, there are also safe zones which completely deserve the name of safe zones. However, I won't speak much about them in this video. Hello, I'm the Steel Merchant, and today I will tell you about safe places. Places which aren't safe zones but can be used as ones and in reality are better than many so-called safe zones. I will try to go in order of the worst ones to the best ones. I will try, as this is of course my subjective opinion. The Old Town, in my opinion, the most dangerous place in all of Harran. At least way more dangerous than the slums. Bro, like Daud says that he has to take his son away from the slums to the Old Town because it's too dangerous in the slums. Like, what an idiot. Guess what? This gets him turned into a viral and killed. Why? Because the Old Town is way more dangerous than the slums. Yeah. A real top father here. Fucking idiot. Safe zones in the Old Town suck. There's only like 2 good safe zones in the Old Town, but even those are completely outranked by those in the countryside or the slums. Yet this isn't about safe zones, but safe places where zombies do not get into. So there is a place like this in the Old Town. 3 actually. Are those best? No. But nothing is best in the Old Town. To tell the truth, one of them is actually fine, contrary to what I said a sentence ago. Through the Old Town rivers flow. There are entrances to the sewers and many side rooms. Some of them are quite safe. It's thanks to the metal doors which zombies cannot open and the water which is around. Zombies cannot swim, and Harran virus is based on rabies. Rabies cause hydrophobia, a fear of water. This is useful knowledge. There are way less zombies near water. Still, are those places even those which one may close themselves in and wait until the day is safer over the safe zones? No, I wouldn't say so. Not all of them. I would use them only in critical moments when night is really close and there's no way to reach a safe zone before volatiles appear. Second place is actually really safe, but hard to get into for regular people, so you and me. It's also hard to get supplies into. In the main story, when Jade is kidnapped by Rice to the museum, we have to get there by a flooded passage. There, after some swimming, we find ourselves in a chamber with 2 doors. One leads into the museum, while the other goes to a side chamber with chests. We get a key to it from a side quest. This place, because of how it has to be accessed, isn't the best, but it's still very safe because of the way one must enter it. Zombies of the original outbreak cannot swim, so not saying anything about diving. Therefore, in this museum safe place, one may feel completely safe. Entrance to the museum is blocked and the other exit from the side room is collapsed, so no zombies can get inside at all. However, there is no way to get any supplies into this place. Oh, it's just extremely hard. It is also impossible to self-sustain yourself in this place. And there are no supplies, or almost no supplies. Because of the inconvenience, this place isn't that good. Last safe place I wanted to talk about is actually 2 places. Yes, I lied. Sorry. But that's better for survival, having 2 places in the price of 1. Those 2 are entrances to the sewers. And now immediately you may say, are you an idiot? Sewers are dark. They will be full of volatiles or some other infected zombie filth. First of all, yes, I'm an idiot. Second of all, you surely have met many idiots during your life already, so bear with me. Yes, those places are indeed entrances to the sewers. However, entrances to the sewers are easy to lock, and one doesn't need to be locked. One of the safe places is in the northern side of the old town. There's a bridge there leading outside the old town. Near it is an entrance to the sewers. Even without entering the sewers proper, you may immediately see that this place is pretty safe already. There's a metal fence door, lots of space around, and there's another metal door on the other side of this place. Closing both already makes this place a little safe. It's also easy to get into. Entrance into the sewers also has a metal fence door before the actual door, making it even safer. So there are 3 doors protecting this place. One of them cannot be closed in the game, but we aren't limited by the game, so we will easily close it. Inside there's a long corridor with side rooms. There's a lot of space around, rooms to choose from. No supplies, but those are easy to get into this place, and the entrance into the sewers is flooded. So this place is just a better version of the safe place under the museum. But there's an even better place than this one. While Kyle Crane makes his way to the old town through the sewers, he's ambushed by Rice's men. They ambush him in many places, but I took a look back at the place of theirs just outside the sewers. The building which Old Town is first entered from, and I think it's actually the safest place in the Old Town. All safe zones included, yes. Even better than all safe zones. It's a large place, there's a ton of space. Place outside it in the old town is somehow considered a safe zone for gameplay reasons. There are supplies there, as this was a place used by Rice's armed men. Food, drink, sunlight gets into the main room. There's just so much space in the basement, which has a manhole into the sewers, which can easily be closed and strengthened by putting one of the chests on it. There's a ton of room. Then there's the main room, which has a lot of space and a second floor with other side rooms. Then of course there's this staircase outside, but that doesn't matter and doesn't need to be mentioned. If I personally had to choose one place in the old town to make my base, my safe zone, my own, this place would be it. It's absolutely goated. That's it for the old town. Am I biased against it? Yes, but even I have to say that these 2 safe places are goated. At least the last one is absolutely goated in my opinion. But the slums, our home, with how things are going in the world right now, maybe in the future they indeed will be. Let's hope not. Once again, the slums, home to every new Dying Light player. Slums have one of my favorite safe zones, the Fisherman's Village. It also has 2 potential safe zones. I won't be counting the small islands to the north, although they can also be a great place. Sadly, they have no protection from crazy weather of Harran during the night. So let's talk about those 2 potential safe places. I do not know which one is better exactly. By that I mean safer. One of them has more protection, but more zombies around, while the other one has no artificial protection in form of fences or barricades, but is really remote and one has to access it by water, so you may choose which one is better. I really have a hard time choosing. Both of them are potential safe zones, which I already spoke about in my videos about safe zones of Dying Light. First I want to speak about is Gazzy's place. Gazzy's home is actually considered a safe zone by the game, as Crane hides his weapons when entering it. Around Gazzy's house there's a lot of space. Some houses, one of which we can enter. There's water around, making zombies less likely to come here. Still, this place is next to storages and main street next to it and above it. So there are many zombies outside. This makes this place harder to get in and out from. Yet there's a lot of space around. Even some land farming could be done on. There's a house which is pretty safe. One room in it has a reinforced door and actual blindfold so the zombies do not see you. It surely also stinks in there as this place is a mess. Hey, at least the zombies will have a hard time smelling you out. That didn't sound right. Oh well. If it comes to the defenses outside the house, which one may close themselves in and easily pass by the night, there's a fence keeping zombies away. However, virals do not get into this place only because of gameplay reasons. I somehow got a volatile into this place. It fell down and died in water or something, so water does its job. The fence could be easily strengthened. One of these smaller shacks could be stripped down to strengthen it, closing gaps and making additional barricades. With them, this place could be pretty neat. If it comes to the road above, I wouldn't worry much about it, at least until it crumbles and falls down on your head. Zombies aren't immune to gravity, the thing that didn't exist until 1366. I see what you did there, devil. Zombies will die from falling, be it biters, virals, or the clumsy volatiles. During the day, as long as one stays away from defense, no zombies will bother with this place. Other sides of this safe haven are closed by steep hills. There's a tunnel in this place, don't worry, it's safe. Someone just died in there. But there are unbent metal bars here and a chest in the way, so it's fine. One thing, or I should rather say one person that can make this place better or worse is a man, or rather a boy named Gazi. He's a grown man with a mental capacity of a child. His presence could be a blessing or a curse. It's good to have companionship, but quality of this companionship leaves a lot to be desired. Hey, if you are good at speaking with kids, you should be fine, but kids are chaotic, unpredictable, and Gazi is a child stuck in a grown man's body. Still, he survived this long, so things should be fine. Yeah, holy crap, how did he survive this long? Like it's been weeks or something. Oh. I think he survived by never leaving his house during the night. Volatiles and other zombies may have a hard time getting inside, but sure as hell, camels ain't got shit on those spitting boys. A very nice potential safe zone, can be made better, has space and potential for long-term survival, but let's hope the road never falls. Before I tell you about the second place, I will just remind you, this is by no means fully serious video. I'm not an expert at survival, especially zombie virus outbreaks. This is semi-serious, and if Harran virus outbreak was real, I would die on the first day. That's because of my stupid but lovely dogs, which are loud as hell and would get me killed by virals immediately. Second safe place, potential safe zone, is the small hut in the valley. I really like this place, it's remote. While staying here, one may forget there's a zombie outbreak going on. There's just sound of water and wind. Zombies do not come here because of large amount of water which covers the entrance to this small valley. There's no bridge above your head, so you don't have to worry about that. There's plenty of sunlight, water and some land. When I spoke about this place in the video about safe zones of the slums, a viewer said that this wasn't a good place to self-sustain yourself in, and that there wasn't enough land here. And yeah, it isn't the best, but I feel like you can self-sustain yourself here, especially if you use all the land around, both on the ground level and above, and if you get out of here by climbing, the world above is yours. There's also a boat here, so if you feel brave enough, you can take it to the middle of the lake and fish. The small hut, which can be used for shelter, can be barricaded. There's plenty of wood on the ground to cover windows and strengthen this little home. Still, that's only if any zombie gets here, and maybe some will, this depends on fate, as really no place in Harran is fully safe. This is a dangerous outbreak of zombies after all. Countryside is a vast place. Safe zones are far between. Zombies are spread around. In some places there are none, while in the others they roam around in hordes, with no places to hide in the fields, few obstacles, only way to safely travel, well, there's no way to safely travel, but the only way to travel without losing your life for sure is with a vehicle like the buggy used by Kyle Crane. Because of the sheer amount of space, it's hard for me to find a potential safe zone in the countryside. Surely there are many hidden around. There's one, however, I found, or rather everyone can find, as it's a safe place, a potential safe zone, so obvious it literally stands right across one of the safe zones. Across the gas station safe zone, home of Balil, there's a house. It's a house with 2 floors. Immediately from a first glance, one can see barricades, which are unbreached, tall walls, behind them a lot of space, a small farm even. The house, as I said, has 2 floors, many rooms on both floors. There's many windows, some have blindfolds, good for cutting line of vision of zombies, however, some do not have them. On the upper floor, in the sleeping room, there's a shrine with a cult mask. From this I conclude this house belonged to one of the cultists or was used by a cultist at some point after the outbreak. Of course, one may immediately see an open window. Well, just close it, bro. Under these stairs there's a Harry Potter room. In it is a chest. I often used it to gather points. I often use this room to gather points from surviving the night. It's the safest place in the house. Just get some pillows, a mattress, and you have a perfect place to sleep. The house is close to the town, but not in the town proper. Therefore, most zombies will come from the side of the walls. Of course, those walls won't protect you from virals or volatiles, but they can be easily strengthened. Some wires, some spikes can make this place much safer. Of course, reinforcing the windows, especially the ones leading outside the courtyard into the wilderness, should be the first to be reinforced. Outside, there's a fence around the small farm. Plenty of wood from it will be easily used to reinforce the windows or make them into spikes to reinforce the walls. Yet there's not enough for both, I think. Old car outside could be ripped apart, those metal parts used to make this already safe place even safer. The roof of the house is rather steep, but one could make it worse for walking, especially for the clumsy volatiles. Of course, before this place is even made safer, it's for the best to stay inside and sleep like Harry Potter. Even after making it better, one should stay there for safety. Yet what if this cultist house gets breached? Well, a few steps away, the gas station stands and is considered a proper safe zone. Getting to it from the house should be easy. The ease of getting there of course depends on the amount of zombies outside, but there shouldn't be many. Even a person who isn't a runner can easily get from one place to the other. So that's basically 2 safe zones in the price of 1. With time, patience and bravery of course, maybe a bridge between the 2 places could be made. So if this place is perfect to reinforce and is already good, why isn't there anybody using it? Why isn't it a safe zone? Well, we know this place was used by a cult member. There are no signs of struggle of any kind inside. The fences aren't damaged in any form. There are few possibilities. Maybe the owner left to get supplies and never came back. That's highly possible. Maybe the trader at the gas station is the owner. Balil maybe is the owner of the house, or maybe, just maybe, outside the house, the owner lays dead. Just next to this potential safe zone, there's another house. A tragedy one may immediately see. Mutilated corpses lay around on the ground, next to children's toys. Maybe, just maybe, the neighbors were all together there, trying to have some kind of a normal life during this outbreak. As we see, the gate to their house is open. Zombies got in and slaughtered everyone. In a panic, they couldn't do a thing and their lives were ended. This place is also a possible safe zone, as we see a failed one as the gate was opened. Maybe forgotten to be locked properly, maybe simply charged open as it wasn't reinforced. Tragic failure of this place maybe was the cause for reinforcing of the potential safe zone next to it. Whatever is the case, this place is also a possible safe zone, or rather a possible extension of it. Some improvements would have to be done to this place. First, the entrance would need to be locked and properly reinforced. Then the walls would need further reinforcing. With this, size of the potential safe zone would double. With it, the space, resources, place to farm, and quality of life basically. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked, subscribe if you feel like it, dislike if you disliked. Tell me, what potential safe zones did I miss? Because I'm sure I missed many. Dying Light, after all, it's a great big game. Tell me, which potential safe zone would you personally use, or do you feel that they are all potential safe zones for a reason and aren't proper safe zones for a reason? Tell me in the comments. Now, goodbye. Have a good day.